dund MANGAN déedéet wax dëgg yàlla moom xawma ci lu bari.
déedéet xawma.
tukki bi moo metti ndax booy tukki doo nekk ci kër ci garab ngay nekk doo gis ndox doo gis lekk doo gis naan lii metti na.
déedéet dama leen di gis daal moom ñi teg seen sareet yi noonu rek di si teg seen bagage yi.
man xawma ci dara. The Pulaar Nomadic tribes are called MANGAN in the Wolof language, migrate to find grass for their cattle. Their mysterious life is unknown to the Wolof tribe or even Pulaar tribe. We followed their trips for several days to record their lives. What do they have to throw? What makes them transfer from one place to the other? In this small group, they have their own duties and roles even if they look free. It looks just like a small kingdom. In June 2013, we met the nomadic troops migrating by 4 donkeys for transportation in the Gasse village. The troop consists of 2 families, the family of the leader, Baba So, and his sister's family. They secure water for their daily life and cattle in the village that must have a water station. After securing water, Baba So and the other men go to the wild to roam in search of a pasture for cattle. The donkeys, carrying only the women and the children, proceed to the destination where they have a gathering. They travel with 2 watchdogs for the cattle.
맞지?
At first, they gather animal waste for lighting fire. It can burn for a long time and it can be found anywhere. So it doesn't need to be transported like the fuel. They are making cheb ketcha, a traditional and staple food for the Senegalese. Cheb ketcha is made of preserved dried fish, onions, and rice. This is Senegalese couscous. It is similar to millet. They pound the couscous with a mallet for making that dish. When they finish cooking rice, Baba So and his men arrive with the cattle. The men eat lunch before the women. During that time, the women take care of their children and prepare the baggage. It is a Senegal tradition to invite strangers for a meal, and they term that in Wolof, teranga. They also invite nomads from other troops for lunch. Senegal men put on the charm they call guli guli.
Nomadic guli guli?
The tea with sugar cures their tired bodies. They walk the whole day, therefore drinking tea and relaxing with their family is a rare moment. After the short time of rest, the men roam with their cattle in the wilderness. They advance little by little while feeding grass to their cattle. Since they were children, they were taught to take care of cattle during their journeys. That's why big cows also follow them. Pulaar tribe can distinguish the cows. For a long time, it is believed that they can talk with cows. If we observe their life, we can understand. They spend their days, years, and lifetime raising cattle. They also work hard to produce more cattle to be handed over to the next generations. Today, they take a 6-kilometer walk gradually to their resting place for the night.
dafa semis dafa set ay ñak
ñak
waaw bi la set ñak bi
ñaxa pour nag yi
waaw nag yi dafa lekk
bri mot
waaw
After their men depart, women pack up and leave.
Wow, na nhiều. Một thằng lưu người cát, cái này lưu chút con. Coffee?
Are you
Con lại vừa chứ con.
They join their husbands. The leader, Babaso, leads the families and their cattle to find a place to stay for the night. He says they will stay here for a couple of weeks until the grass disappears. The women clean the ground, fix the baggage, spread the clothes or sheets to lie on, and prepare their place for sleeping. They feed their cattle the couscous they took a long time to pound. It's getting dark. The women prepare their place for sleeping while cooking dinner. At 8 o'clock, the men begin to eat. At 10 o'clock, the tribe members lie on mats. The area separates spaces for the women and children to sleep on.
Assalamualaikum.
Early in the morning, the men leave for the wilderness. They will feed their cattle with grass before breakfast. When the women finish preparing breakfast, the men who leave their cattle in the pasture come back. After breakfast, the adults in the troop will secure water from the well. The men will get water for their cattle, and to the women for their daily necessities. At the deep well, a lot of people fall in line. They are not only nomads, but also inhabitants who live. People fall in line. They are not only nomads, but also inhabitants who live in the village where there is no well. There are many kinds of wells in Senegal. This village's water supply comes from faucets. Another village where many Pulaar nomads gather serves water from a reservoir. Not only people, but also a lot of cattle gather here.
Voilà, voilà, voilà. Waaw, waaw. Barikalla. Mata. Jambon.
Oh, you are so bad.
nga ne lii léegi
waaw
nga jël ka nga def ci biir
waaw
lii boo ko naanee rek biir day dog
dafa tilim ndox mi
dafa tilim boo ma naanee ndox
waaw
rek biir bi day dog
ah bon day nekk choléra
waaw day nekk choléra
oui mais dafa métti de
métti na torop
doo naan de doo naan
damay naan kay nan lay
dangay naan
boo ma naanul la fan lay naan fii rek ndox mi moo am
waaw mais dafa tilim de
dafa tilim trop
mais amul ndox mi
amul ndox beneen
waaw loolu moo tax donc
loolu moo tax fii rek la
dangay naan
waaw
la la voilà.
Everyone only waits around the reservoir, but nobody touches the water. After a short while, the water gradually accumulates. As the amount of water increases, the men gather around the reservoir. Suddenly, we hear the signal, and then there is a rule that they have to wait until the well is filled with water. During that time, they work hard to secure as much water as they can. Although their task is hard, it seems like a festival. Near the reservoir, there are a number of shops aligned where the nomads buy various merchandise they need. In the village, the women wait. They took a couple of hours and a half to secure water. Upon arrival in the place, the women give water to the ships. The ships seem thirsty and they drink water desperately. A woman asked us to read the receipt from the hospital they went to previously.
Oh,
Oui. 1930. Garay so.
At 4 o'clock, they finally finished preparing lunch. The women and children begin to eat because the men didn't come back yet. After they finished dinner, the men came back. They live here until the grass runs out. After that, they transfer to another place. They will continue the journey until the rainy season comes. During the rainy season, they live for 3 months in their houses because there is grass around the house. We met another family. Their leader is Sambaba, living nearby the village Tubalingen. Their troop consists of 7 families.
Un, deux, trois, quatre mots de fois. Quatre ici. Pas ici. 5 là-bas. 5 là-bas. Oui. C'est bon. Ak 6. 6 mu ngi fee. Assalamualaikum. Bari nando de. Fatih. ما في قرد ليه لازم
واو ليه
أبا إيه بوله أبو أني بباره تكلم متينا ده لا أمر نبر
After lunch, the men without a bit of rest go back where they left their cattle waiting. They roam 16 kilometers with only a bottle of water under the burning sun. A bottle is wrapped with cloth when the men roam. The vaporization appears when they wet the cloth around the bottle. That's why the cloth decreases the water's temperature. This tradition may have been passed on from generation to generation long time ago. Each of the 7 families has various ideas to make a living.
Barikallah.
Just a tree for them can be an important resource to make into a big shelf. At night, the men come back with their cattle. Their leader, Sambaba, also comes back from a market in the city. He bought flashlights, sugar, feeds for horses, and clothes for his daughters. After dark, the members of this group eat dinner, and their new day starts at sunrise. Two weeks later, I visit the place where they lived, but all 7 families' tents already disappeared. There are no signs of anyone who lived there. A tree that was made into a shelf is just a tree now. We, permanent residents, take care of the land to make it suitable for living. However, at the same time, we might change the earth into something difficult for living. After the grass disappears, the nomads transfer to another place silently. They don't till wilderness and they never change the land. They follow the law of nature. They don't abuse the environment. Who is the king of the Pulaar Nomads? It may not be a human. The natural land where they inhabit may be the king of their kingdom.